Thank you very much, Kirti. Of course, it's honor to listen to Sri Suresh Prabhuji and His Excellency Ranil Wickramasinghe. Uh, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, the whole world is a family, is one of the greatest taught to humanity is given by us, the land. So we have, as Sureshji said, that Gandhi became Mahatma in this land. So the idea of nation state, the highest entity on the earth is the idea of nation state, should not stop us there because humanity is beyond the nation state. Even though nation state is for the easy governance, or some part of the people have drawn a kind of a boundary for governing purpose, and our ideas, our humanity is crossed beyond that. So the what Suresh Prabhuji is saying, that the peace, even the world peace is possible when we start from individuals, correct? The peace with self, peace with people around, peace with the society, peace within the country, and that lead to a world peace. So Gandhi ji was a proponent of such idea. So we are very proud to have Gandhi ji, Mahatma Gandhi ji, as our ideal. And I think he has inspired so many people across the globe, that ahimsa, truth. So these are the ideas which should be carried forward. And the world is very connected, as His Excellency was telling, that the world is very much connected now. So once I heard this conversation between Yuval Noah Harari and Mark Zuckerberg. So Harari asked Mark Zuckerberg, "What do you want to do?" He said, "I want to connect the world." And then the Yuval Noah Harari said, "Okay, we worry also about bringing harmony, because when you connect the world, when more people are connected, it will definitely you have to work parallelly to keep them harmonious, because we see today that the entire disturbance, whether the social media, whether the technology has brought in, and today the even the warfare has changed. So our entire every state, every nation has its defense force. So by terminology itself, it's defense. It's not attacking force. As you all agree that no nation is building the army to attack somebody. It is to defend. That's in the humanity. We have seen that a lot of aggressors have come, tried attacking a peaceful state, and they defended themselves. And India and probably the Sri Lanka are two of the countries which never attacked anybody. We always defended our freedom, which is very important. So when we talk about peace beyond borders, we should also know that the force which we have as a nation, it is to defend our freedom, defend our peace, not to attack anybody. And in the connected world, when the world is connected with the technology and the different minds with the different ideas, obviously there will be conflict, because there will be conflict of ideas, which it is very common among humans. Even at home, I have difference with my family, I have difference with this one, but that doesn't mean that we don't coexist. That doesn't mean that we don't live together. We live together with the ideas. That's why I believe that conflict resolution is a skill which we all need to teach our kids from the beginning. In fact, sir, I want to tell you that 7 years ago, we have initiated this new idea, peace clubs in colleges. So to bring in kids and talk about resolving conflicts and making them understand, giving them the global view that we, whether it's West, East, Middle East, anything, at the end of the day, we all are human beings, and we draw inspiration from different people. Like for us, Martin Luther King, Nelson Mandela, Aung San Suu Kyi, all of these people, Gandhi, all are heroes, because they got this idea that we all exist as human beings. And when we talk about peace beyond borders, we also should talk about peace with nature. Today, we know that as we abused nature for so long, and we have been violent with the nature as humanity, and now we know what the kind of a problem we are facing. I think I think peace with self, with nature, with people around, with society, with country is what the whole idea is. So when we have this nation states, it's very important also to have this idea that at the end of the day, we're all human beings are one. We belong to one single being, and we are that Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, the idea of we all being one single family, should always be there, and we should always promote that, because people like Mahatma Gandhi ji have led their life. They made their life a message to the world. We could have fought the freedom with as much violence as possible, which has happened in the many countries. But India became an example for the world to fight for the freedom with non-violence. That was Mahatma Gandhi's thing. In fact, today also a birth anniversary of one of another greatest leader of our country, the Lal Bahadur Shastri, was the second Prime Minister of India. So people who have led their life with ideals, the peace as their force to win, and so that the humanity survives eventually. Even though many people have given life in fighting for the freedom, but we are very happy that India's freedom movement, by large, it was a non-violence movement led by Gandhi. And peace beyond borders, we have, as His Excellency was saying, we have physical boundaries and we have mental boundaries. So physical boundaries, yes, for the governance purpose, we do put physical boundaries, but we should not put mental boundaries, because our mind should be open, and we are whether we want it or not, we live in a globalized world. In the globalized world, it's very important to have this conflict resolution ideas, so that we don't, like today, as we talk, we know that there is Armenia and Azerbaijan are fighting among each other. So we want to live probably in our time. We want to live in a more peaceful world. Of course, we are living in a more peaceful world than 50 years ago. The data shows that we are in a more peaceful world. But we should constantly strive for peace among people and all among the countries, so that the future generation will not have to face so much of conflicts and so much of violence. And I think as the technology is growing, and we are becoming a more and more connected world, it's important for us to have this kind of a dialogue. And I thank Kirti Narayan for bringing two amazing personalities. I've been following all of you, sir, both of you, Suresh Prabhuji, and I have had an opportunity to meet him long back. I'm sure he may not remember. I met him in the context of Akshay Patra Foundation, which is feeding millions of children. So, and I had an opportunity to even visit Sri Lanka also. And it's very interesting that when we bring people from different countries together. I also represented India in the US exchange program. I have gone to Israel as a part of the program. And it's very interesting that when you talk to them, you know that when you go and talk to them, you know that they are as good as us and as humans as us. And it's very important for us to see everyone as single humanity. So that's very thankful for having this session and giving me an opportunity to speak on the subject, peace beyond borders. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Once Mahatma Gandhi said, non-violence is a summit of bravery. With that note, we are very grateful to Sri Suresh Prabhuji, His Excellency Ranil Wickramasinghe, and Sri Anil Shetty, that you are able to take time, share your views on peace beyond borders with us, and we are so informative by your talk. I take this opportunity to thank you entire family of Suitswell Solutions in joining this webinar. Thank you so much, and thank you speakers for joining this particular webinar. Thank you so much.